Hey my loves, welcome back to this channel. On today's tutorial, we are going to be learning how to make this simple skirt with a split side. Now, if this is something you're interested in making, kindly keep watching, like, and leave your comments in the comment section. And also please subscribe to the channel. First off, I went ahead to fold my fabric into two and then folded it into another two. Then I went ahead to measure from my waist to my hip and then the length of my skirt, and then I added allowance to it for hemming, 1 inch allowance to it for hemming. Now I ruled the lines out on the point that I marked. Afterwards, I measured quarter of my waist measurement and added 1.5 inch allowance. Now for this fabric is a stretchy fabric, so I'd advise you take about 1 inch from it in order for it to fit well. Moving on, I measured quarter of my hip measurement as well, and I added 1.5 inch allowance to it. Afterwards, I measured what I had on my hip line and then transferred it onto the hem line since I didn't want it to be a fitted skirt. And then I went ahead to use my curve to rule out the point that I marked in order for me to see where I'm supposed to cut along. Now we are going to be fixing a band. Now the width of the band I cut is 4 inches wide. Now I have this weird way of fixing my band. I don't finish everything before I fix it. I take the band, fold it into two, and then put it on my skirt, right side facing each other. I do it for both sides. Even if it's a zippered skirt, I'm going to cut the band for all the pieces separately, join them together before I go ahead to close my dress out. Now, so this is me putting on my band, fixing my band. I'll be doing this for the other side as well. I'm going to put the band on the skirt, the back of the skirt as well. Now, after we are done, you ensure that you cut every loose thread hanging off the skirt, and then if there's any excesses to be cut, you do so. And then you lay the pieces, the front and the back, right sides facing each other, and then you press the seams open. This is going to ensure that your skirt comes out looking great. Now, whenever you are sewing something, ironing it or pressing it well is going to make the dress or whatever that you are sewing come out very nice. Now after we are done with that, you pin the pieces together. We are going to be closing our skirts. Now we are going to close our skirts by using the allowance that we left. Now when you use the exact quarter measurement of your round waist and round hip, it is going to look big on you because the fabric is a stretchy fabric. So I'd advise that instead of using the exact measurement, you take about 1 inch or half inches from it so that they can actually fit well. Now while you are marking the allowances out, you should indicate where your slit is going to start from. So I first marked about 4 inches and then I realized it was too low and then I increased it to 10. Now after everything, I realized that 10 was too much, so I'd advise you use around 7 inches. Now this depends on how high or low you want your slit. You can either increase it or decrease it. So you mark out the allowance for the other side, but the other side there won't be any slit there, so you mark it from the waistline to the hemline to close it completely, because you are not going to add any slits on the other side. The slit is going to be on only one side of the skirt. Now after we are done, we are going to go on to our sewing machine to sew, and then for the other side you sew only to the part that you marked for the slit. So here I was unpicking for it to reach the 10 inches measurement that I later sewed for the slit, or let for my slits. As I said, when you are taking your measurement, you ensure that you take about half inch or 1 inch off of it in order for it to fit properly. Now this is where I decided, or I realized, I had to add more inches to my skirt for it to fit. Now when you are done with that, you are going to hem the slit part. So you fold it over and then you fold it over again, just as you see me doing, and then you pin it down. While we are hemming the slit part, we are going to be hemming the skirt as well. So we are going to hem using the allowance that we left. For mine, I left 1 inch allowance, so you use the 1 inch allowance, you fold it over, and then you are going to pin it, and we go on to our sewing machine to sew it out. Now because of the difference in my hip measurements and my waist measurements, I decided to add a zip to the side in order for it to be easy for me to wear it. Now for the zip, I am just going to place it on the allowance that we left on the side, the allowance that we used to close the skirt out. I'm just going to pin the zip on that allowance, and then I will just sew it out. Please let me know if you want a little tutorial on how to fix the zip to the side or fix an invisible zip in the comment section. Now that will be all for the making of the skirt. Now please ensure that you cut off any loose thread, and then you need to overlock the insides to ensure that the insides look neat after you are done with everything. Thank you for watching. Please like and leave a comment, and also please subscribe to the channel. See you in my next video. Bye.